Hello guys, Dog82 here, and today we're going to be starting the initial work on my battlecruiser that I have decided to name the Lord of Steel. So, get started, I want to show you guys some things here. These are going to be the main guns. They are 380 millimeter, which is about 15 inches. Get a pretty decent rate of fire. It is using two different types of shells, and it's got 6-meter autoloaders. This shell right here is a hollow point. I just basically designed it to where it will do a bunch of block damage. So you guys can have a quick look at the stats. I was going for a really high muzzle velocity with these. My testing, it's been a pretty nasty shell. So, very pleased with it. And then we got this one here, which is a pen depth frag shell. That's been pretty nasty too in my testing. Normally I don't work a lot with a frag and APS because when it blows up, it takes a lot of other stuff with it. It is very hard to contain an ammo blowout whenever the magazines go up. So yeah, I'm just trying some new stuff here. But it is all ejected for when and if the worst should happen. Overall, I've been very pleased with it. And this here is going to be the secondary gun, or guns. I imagine I'm probably going to have about 4 of these on each side. Just using a very simple HESH shell. Nothing too glamorous about it. Just there to spread the love. And this is roughly the armor scheme that I'm going to be using. Nothing too special. 3 layers alloy, 2 layers metal, a pulse ball liner, and more metal. So we need to take a few measurements first before we start building this thing, and I've already took the liberty of trying to get an idea how deep we need the hull. I'm probably going to go with a style that's a bit old schoolish, and by old schoolish probably like 1920s, as I usually like to do. But yeah, according to this here, this is how I like to measure distances in FTD with the 4-meter beams. So we need a hull that's going to be at least 13 meters, according to this. So the way I start these is usually by measuring out how big of a hull I want. And I think for this I'm probably going to do maybe 250 meters. I know that sounds like a lot, but yeah, it's not that big a deal. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our length here. We got 61, 97, 149, 193, 213, 233, 249, so I need this to be... Sorry, just trying to do some math in my head. And unfortunately, math is not one of Dama's strong suits. No. Okay, so this is roughly going to be the length of our ship. And we're going to just pick it up with this tractor beam here. There we go. Okay, that's... that's not good. Right. I need to put an origin block. There we go. There we go. Now we need to figure out the width of this beast. So we got the armor here. So let's give it a quick measure. So that's about 7 meters. Okay. And that looks like to be a... that's 11 by 11. Okay. So... let's see here. We will need ship around roughly 25 meters wide. I think we can make that work. So when using this method here, a really good way of finding your center of, the center of your build is just by going by the center of mass here. Makes things a whole lot easier. Okay, how wide is that? 17. 25 even. Beautiful. Alright, so that's... I'm going to make this a little extra deeper. You guys will see why later on in the build. Alright, so that gives us our measurements. So the whole idea here is that I'm going to build within the confines of these wood beams that I have set up here. So let's see here, let's get started on the hull. I want something very, very fast, which is pretty much what battlecruisers are made for. Let's see. Yeah, do this. And this is just kind of give me a rough idea of where stuff's going right now. Nothing is really set in stone at this point. I think that's a pretty good start. Alright, so I'm going to pause the recording here, and I'll come back when I have something to show you guys. Alright, so here we are back with an update on my progress here. I got a bow. I think it turned out pretty good. It took me a few tries to get this shape. I actually had to build a new scaffolding process. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. It's a nice gentle curve like that. I know this isn't usually how a lot of ships look. It's just in this version of the game, you're really limited by the amount of slopes you have access to. So trying to make it like come down like a bit of a V shape in the bow is pretty hard to do. If this were current, I would just use like the transition pieces, you know. No, I think in the end it came out looking really good, so I'm not too fussed over it. So we're just going to do a little bit of blood work here real fast. Usually with these larger ships, I like to have the bottom of the ship like 2 layers of metal armor. Sometimes I've gone up to 3, but for our purposes, I think 2 should do just fine. Alright, so I'm going to try to start on the stern of the ship here. So far, so good, I think. Okay, so our 13 meters seems to come out about there. All right. So, accounting for the bottom of the armor, it probably needs to go up like 2 more meters in all fairness, so yeah, probably needs to come to about there. Yeah. And since this is eventually going to get painted, I'm just going to use the 1 meter slope starting out. No, we'll just do like that for right now. Yeah. There we go. I like that. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys back in once I got something new to show you. Okay, so I think we're at a good point to show you what I've been up to. I think I made a pretty good looking stern on this thing. I haven't tried this technique before, so I think it turned out pretty good. So the hull is, like I said, is do like a double layer of metal in the bottom, which turned out to be a little wider than I thought, but that's okay. It ain't gonna hurt anything. So now, I kind of want to get an idea of where to place the turrets. So let's see here. How do I want to go about this? Well, I got an idea of where I want to put the rearmost turret. And I did kind of make a miscalculation. It needs to be like there. So you had to raise it up 1 meter, but that's no big deal. So we'll go ahead and pop it on up there. Right about there's where I want her. Now this is probably going to more than likely be the permanent home for this specific turret. For some reason, the ships in this era, the rearmost guns, they sit lower than the rest. So, yeah, bit of an oddity that. Now to armor up this thing, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom, bottom of the housing for the gun here in heavy, because the armor down here is going to be a little on the thin side. Actually, that might need to be moved back another meter looking at this. Yeah. Okay, that's no big deal. And here I was thinking I had it right the first time. Nope. Not this time, damn it. Alright, let's try this crap again. That takes forever. Okay. Alright, so like I was saying, the part that's going to house the gun here, I want to do the bottom of it in heavy armor, because the armor is going to be really thin right about here. So let's just go ahead and install that while we're thinking about it. There. That'll definitely make it a lot harder to take out. Okay, so we got an idea of where we want that one. Let's do like one of these. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our turret again. I think right about there looks good. Though that would be more ideal. I could probably put some ammo storage in between these two. Yeah, that'll be fine. And don't worry about that, I'll go back and fix it later. What I mean is, this turret is like pointing directly into the back of this thing. I'm going to fix that later. We're just going to chop off the head of this and extend the neck. That's usually what I do. About the easiest way to do it. And we can just wall off this little area here. And we'll come back and fill that with ammo. Like so. let's line the bottom of this with some heavy and we'll move on to the next turret. Come back and fill that with ammo later. So, I kind of need to get an idea of where these front turrets are going to go, and to do that I will need to grab a prefab of this armor here. And what I'm going to do is try to measure out where I can put the turrets most forward and still maintain the armor thickness. We need that to be 4 meters. There we go. And bring it up with it. I think that's about center. Yep. Right on the money. Okay. I should have thought about that a little bit more, but anyway, I'll bring you guys back in once I get something to show you. This is going to take a little off-camera work. Alright, so I think I had a good stopping point here. Did a lot of armoring. Pretty much installed the whole armor belt. I basically got the armor belt down to where, like a 3 meter width, because that's about the same size as a lamb's. That would probably be able to fit in there, or I might even like put some auxiliary engines in there. Who knows? We'll figure that out at some point. I think I got the spacing on the main guns pretty good. There's about 8 meters between the turret wells here. So next time, I think I want to try installing some propulsion. We're going to get the turret neck set up to the correct height. Probably going to have to raise this like another 4 meters, I reckon. Shouldn't be too hard to do. You guys didn't really miss all much of the build though. It was just mainly like using the fill command and using the prefab to get all this lined with armor here. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this so far. So I think we'll continue on from here in part 2. So with that said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you like what you're seeing here, please let me know with a like, comment, or even better, a subscription. You'll have yourselves a hell of a day, and keep your hammer high. Later.